Today is Friday, August 23rd, 2019. My name is Edna Sussman. I'm a reference librarian at the Half Hollow Hills Community Library in Dix Hills, New York. We're interviewing Michael J. Ferrante, a World War II Navy veteran in Bayshore, New York, as part of our Veterans Testimonial Project and in collaboration with the Library of Congress's Veterans History Project. Thank you so much, Mike, for your service and for participating in our project. Mike, where and when were you born?
I was born in Brooklyn, February 2nd, 1925.
And who were your parents? What were their names and occupations?
My father was Michael Ferrante. Well, in Italian it was Michela Ferrante, because it's Italian. And my mother was Josephine Ferrante. My father was a beer distributor in Brooklyn.
And your mom?
Oh, she's a homemaker.
Homemaker. Were they both born in Italy?
Yes, they were both born in Benedetto, Italy, 20 miles from Bari.
Okay. And did you have any siblings? What were their names and gender?
My brother's name was Gennaro Ferrante, and my sister's name was Anna Ferrante.
Did they serve in the military?
My brother Jerry Gennaro served in the Navy.
Was he in at the same time as you?
He went in after, even though he was 4 years older, he went in after I did.
I see. So who came home first?
I did.
Uh-huh. What were you doing before you entered the service?
Oh, I graduated high school in June 30th, 1943. I was drafted in the Navy July 1943, and I was going overseas in November on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow. So how come that usually the draft, did you choose the...
Well, I got drafted, and I was lucky because at this particular draft, sometimes they need soldiers, and you have to go no matter what you want. You go to soldiers, and sometimes they need Navy or Marines. In this case, they asked me, what do you want to, because they have nobody looking for particular. So they asked me what I wanted to go into, so I went into the Navy.
Why did you pick the Navy?
I don't want to be. I didn't want to be in the Army and in the trenches or like that. So I wanted to be on a ship.
You didn't mind the idea of being on a ship on the sea?
No, I think we were lucky. I was lucky to be on my ship because I was able to go all over the world.
Yeah, right. So what happened when you departed for training camp? That was November, December, you said, 43?
In July, I went to boot camp.
Oh, boot camp was in July. And where was that?
Sampson, New York.
Sampson?
Sampson, New York.
Where is that?
Upstate New York.
Really?
By the Finger Lakes.
Oh, okay.
Right on Geneva Lake.
Okay. And what was it like, the training camp?
Well, typical. We had a lot of exercises and marching and calisthenics and going to schools, different schools for different particulars, like looking for submarines or something like that, you know.
You learned it all? Or?
Yes, all in the boot camp, yes.
How long was boot camp?
7 weeks.
7?
Yes, 7.
7 weeks. Do you recall your instructors? What were they like?
Oh, they were tough.
Really?
Yeah, they were tough, chief petty officers, but they were tough. Getting to train you for war, you know, they were tough.
Now, you had to learn, like the Army, you had to learn to defend yourself too? And what else did you learn?
No, we had different schools that we had. We went to firefighting school, gunnery schools.
Oh.
Rowing. We had rowing exercises. All kinds of schools that you went through.
And everybody learned it all?
Yes.
Did you get, after that, did you have specialized training?
I don't know. They selected me. They put me in the CNR division, which is carpenters and ship fitters, and they were to be the damage control. So that we went to a lot of firefighting firefighting
Training?
training.
Training. So did they give you that as a choice?
No.
No.
That's what I was going to be.
Oh, they just
They
said.
said you're going to be in the CNR division.
What's CNR?
Construction and repair.
Oh, I see. How was it adapting to military life? You know, the food, social life, the physical
Well,
regimen?
I was told my parents, "Oh, you're not going to get home cooked meal," but it was pretty good. On board our ship, we had pretty good meals, so I can't
Really?
complain. Yeah.
Yeah. And how many were on your ship?
The ship's complement was 500. Different divisions, engineering, radio, and
But so the total manpower on the ship was 500?
500, yeah.
500. So you then, where did you serve? You then departed in November, or when did you leave?
we left for Casablanca 1943 on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay, so from July to Thanksgiving, there was training?
Oh, yes.
That was the
lot of
training.
yes.
A lot of training.
Yes.
How did you feel about the barracks and the?
Well, yeah, we had the barracks in Sampson. We got accustomed to it.
Yeah, get used to anything, right?
Yes.
So what are your memories of your service abroad? Once you left, where were you headed?
Well, we were headed for Africa, Casablanca and Oran in North Africa. It's the beginning, close to the beginning of the war, where we furnished troops and helped the English in North Africa, and then we helped the English fight the German blitzkrieg.
How did you do that?
Well, we supplied troops.
You supplied the troops.
Yes.
So you went from port to port bringing supplies.
Yeah, supplies and troops.
And troops.
Troops, supplies too. We bought supplies. Yeah.
So where did you travel from? Where to where?
Well, my first trip, our home port was Norfolk, Virginia. We traveled from Norfolk to Casablanca in Africa, also from Norfolk to Oran in Africa, then Norfolk to Scotland.
So you went home each time to
Yes.
pick up supplies and things?
Yes, that's what was good about the trip. My service was I was able to keep track of everything. So we had good communications. We knew about the war, as it was progressing. We got radio messages and we had bulletins telling us how the soldiers were making out in Europe and how the Navy was making out in the Pacific.
When you went home to Norfolk each time, were
Yeah,
you able to
yes.
visit family and go home?
Yeah, we had some liberty to call
You
it,
did?
right? Yeah. We also stopped in New York. Norfolk and New York.
Nice. How long a trip was that from Norfolk to?
From Norfolk to Africa, we traveled alone. We took a zigzag course. We traveled south, a little bit south, get on the Gulf Stream, and then go up north. And as we get close to port, we have destroyers come out and help us search for submarines or chase them out.
Oh, really?
And a PBY aircraft that looks for submarines.
For protection,
They
so you get.
escort us right into port.
Wow. Were you ever attacked, I guess, or?
Well, we were never attacked by planes, but we had U-boats chasing us.
Wow. Oh, that must have been scary. So how did you get out of that situation?
We were fast.
Really? Faster than they were?
Yeah.
But you had a lot of firepower on the boat.
Oh, yeah, that's mainly for if we ever got aircraft, and if they ever surfaced, but we never saw any submarines.
Oh, I see.
We heard about them. We had one of our convoys. We had one big convoy leaving New York to go to Scotland, and one of the tankers at the end of the convoy was torpedoed.
Oh.
Yeah,
And that was, how close was that to you?
we were just leaving New York, maybe 500 miles away.
Wow. So was anybody ever injured or?
Not on our ship, no.
On your ship, no. You had.
We had nobody attack us. We were lucky,
Very
except
lucky.
the submarines chasing us.
Yeah, that must have been scary though.
Oh yeah. It's scary when you go up the bridge and you see where the submarines are.
Wait, so did your ship then fire on the submarines, or how come they went away?
Well, in one convoy, we had destroyer escorts besides our ship protecting the convoy. And once the tanker was torpedoed, the destroyers went over and they actually found the submarine and got them.
They shot at the submarine?
They got the submarine.
Oh.
And it was interesting because they abandoned the ship and we took.
You had to abandon ship?
Well, they did.
They did.
U-boat.
Okay.
And the captain was captured. The U-boat captain.
Really?
And he was put on a destroyer. And he got very friendly with the American captain, and they were very good friends. Even
Really? Wow. That was a German U-boat?
Yes. And because it was a convoy, we couldn't hang around. The destroyers had to leave right away and protect the convoy.
Oh, I see.
So,
Huh. Wow. What kinds of friendships and camaraderie did you form while you were serving?
oh, very strong.
Nice, nice. And did you stay in touch with family and friends
In
back
the
home?
beginning, I did. Then it faded out later on.
With the friends?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Now, but when you were in the Navy, did you stay in touch with family and friends?
In the beginning, then as time went by, got married and everything, and
Yeah.
except for the reunion.
Reunion, right. But you stayed in touch with your parents and your
yes,
brother
sure.
and sister.
Oh, sure.
How did you do that? With letters or?
Oh, we during ships sort of.
You wrote a lot of letters?
During when I was in the Atlantic, it was pretty easy because it's only a 9-day trip. But in the Pacific, the trip's going to be 30 days.
Wow.
So I wrote letters every day.
Wow.
I kept it like a novel.
So tell us where else you went on your
Well,
travels.
Like I was saying, in the Atlantic, we went to Africa and England and Scotland, Ireland, and then we went to the Pacific.
No, wait, so in Scotland and Ireland, what would you do there?
We just brought the soldiers over, 5,000 troops.
Wow.
Then we'll go back home.
Like, where did you pick them up from?
Well, from Norfolk, New York.
So you transported them to Europe?
Right,
I see. And then you'd go back and get more?
right, like a ferry.
Wow. That's a lot of boating.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get sick with the...
Oh, I
movement.
got sick.
Did you?
The first day I got sick. Yeah.
Oh, really?
On Thanksgiving Day.
You had Thanksgiving on the ship?
Yeah. We left Norfolk on Thanksgiving Day in October.
43.
No, Thanksgiving in November.
Well, end of November or,
Yeah.
So what did they do for you?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
You get used to it, and after a while, you get used to the roughness of the sea.
Really?
It's sea licks you get.
Did you have a lot of roughness when you were sailing?
Oh, we had our first maiden trip. When we came back, we hit a hurricane right off of Bermuda.
Oh, wow.
And the ship was empty. We had 5,000 troops, stabilizes the ship. But coming back, we had maybe 500 or 1,000. It was like an empty ship, and it was bouncing up and down.
Oh, gee.
It was so bad that when we got to port, the captain made a report. They put some ballast to keep down on the ship, keep it going down.
In the future?
Future.
Wow. So you felt it?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so Ireland and Scotland, and then where did you go after that?
After Scotland, we went to the Pacific, through the Panama to the Pacific. From our destination was from San Francisco we stopped at Australia, From Australia, we go to Karachi or Bombay, India.
Wow.
That was our trip. Then other trips, we made it to bringing troops all over the islands. We moved from one island to another island.
Wow. Did you become friendly with any of the troops that were
Oh, all the time.
that you took on board and then they had to leave?
They hang out. They're all over, you know.
Yeah, nice. And you told me before you had some Marines and some soldiers from the Army on the ship too?
Oh yeah, the ship is entitled to Marines when you have a captain with 4 stripes, and they take care of the security on the ship, and they take care of the brig, and they're the captain's orderly. Wherever the captain goes, they're right behind him.
Huh.
And then we have an army detached to billet the soldiers, which 5,000 soldiers aboard ship. You have to billet them, you know, different holes.
What do you mean?
So, well, you have to say these troops are going here, these troops are going
Oh, to
here.
figure out where they
Yeah.
go. I see. So also tell us on the ship, you'd mentioned there was a group of black soldiers.
Oh yeah, we had segregation at the time,
Right.
and the one division was S division, but it was divided in 2, one white and one black. And the black really was the officers orderly. They would be working in the mess hall or the kitchen, you want to call it, and they would take care of their rooms, tailor, shine their shoes.
Were you allowed to socialize?
No,
No. Huh. So they had their own barracks?
they had their own compartment here.
Huh. So there was no
No, you're not allowed to. No.
not allowed to. Wow. So there wasn't any animosity or anything because you didn't get together at
Never
all.
see them.
Never saw them.
You see them. You see them. If you're working, you can see them feeding the officers up there in the mess hall.
What else about so when you went then, you went to the Pacific must have been a little dangerous there.
Well, it was dangerous, but we didn't know it. You know, there were subs there, but we didn't think about it. Just go. It was a very big ocean. You know, it took a long time to go to India.
Why India? Were we fighting in India?
We were fighting. We were bringing soldiers for fight Burma.
Oh, right.
Help the English in Burma.
Right. Wow. Now, these different ports, did you get out and go on land?
Oh yes. We had liberty in Bombay and Karachi, and in Australia, we even had a ship's dance. We used to dock at Melbourne and Brisbane and Townsend in Australia, and
Nice.
we had a ship's dance in Townsend.
Nice. When you went to different countries, how were you received by the people there? Did
Very,
you?
very friendly. They were
Really?
very nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
They were very happy to see us because of helping defeat the Japanese, you know,
Yeah.
and the Nazi.
Yeah. Anything else about your travels that we didn't cover?
Oh, did I tell you we lost two fellas off
No.
aboard?
No.
Okay. Yeah, well, at one trip we were bringing back fellas that had mental problems, and he got
Wait,
away.
they were soldiers coming back?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they were escaped their attendant and he jumped over the side, and we lost him. And then 2 days later, we had a Chinese cadet. We brought Chinese cadets back to the States for training, and he fell off the ship.
Oh.
So in 2 days, we lost two people.
Wow.
It was very dangerous. We had to stop and look because we were in the Indian Ocean, and we were in dangerous waters. Captain took a chance looking for them,
dangerous in what way?
the submarines.
Oh, I see. Ooh. How did they look for them?
Oh, we had everybody on the side looking, and then they thought they spotted them. They lowered a lifeboat, but to the spot that he was there. And
Wow.
we spent about an hour each time looking for him.
Really?
Each-
And he never could recover their bodies?
No.
Oh, that's sad. So as far as your travels go, did we cover most of your trips?
Yeah, I guess so. We went to all the islands, New Guinea and New Caledonia, a lot of islands of the Pacific.
What happened when you would cross the equator? What was that? What did you have to do?
We had an initiation, a Navy tradition.
Mm-hmm.
When you cross the equator, you have an initiation.
Mm-hmm.
If you never was crossing the equator, you were called polywog. Once you cross the equator, you are shellback. And during the trip, we had a little initiation.
What was that like?
Oh, it was funny and a little wicked to get slapped around and stuff like that.
Really?
The day before initiation, we have the royal family comes aboard and inspects the ship.
What royal family?
Well, we have the King Rex, the princess, the baby.
Oh, these are people dressed up like that?
Yeah, Peg-Leg Pete, Baby Jones.
Oh, I see. These were other sailors that were doing
Yeah,
this?
I won't say. They were shellbacks.
Okay.
And they would go around, inspect the ship, and give everybody a subpoena to appear for the initiation.
Was that on the same day?
No, it's the day before.
The day, oh. Was that fun?
Yeah.
So the whole ship was involved in this?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Officers, everybody.
Anything else about your time at sea that we haven't covered?
Well, no. What else was that?
You were doing
Beautiful. Every day at sunset, I would go up and at the Pacific, beautiful sunsets, blues and red colors and
Really?
stuff. And the other thing, observing the whales, we would pass whales.
Oh, really? Yeah. Nice. Did they tell you where you were going each trip when you left Norfolk?
When we're in port, ready to go, it's sealed. The orders are sealed.
Okay.
The officers, whoever, the captain gets his orders, then he goes on a ship and then he makes the announcement where you're going.
Oh, not until you actually leave.
Yeah, right. The day you leave.
The day you leave.
Yeah.
Wow.
All we do was have rumors.
So,
where you're going.
And depending on where you went, you could have been gone a month or
yeah, it took a month, yeah.
Wow.
From San Francisco to India to come on.
Did you go on
and back,
Did you always go on land when you arrived at a new destination?
When we get into the islands, when we stopped in the islands, there was no ports.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to anchor and we get off with lifeboats.
Oh, I see. And what, did you get off to help to get more soldiers to take back? Or why did you?
No, we got off Liberty.
Liberty.
We had
R&R?
We had cheese sandwiches and a can of beer.
On land?
On land, yeah.
Nice. And you went into the villages, or no?
Yeah, well, in Bombay, we went into the city, Bombay.
Yeah.
And Karachi, too, was city.
Uh-huh. Nice.
And Karachi was interesting because there was a lot of political situations going on in India at that time between the Muslims and the Hindus.
Oh.
And finally, I think after the war, 47, England decided to make Pakistan for the Muslims. And Kashmir, they divided. They're still, 1947, they're still fighting. You lynch papers, they're still fighting Kashmir.
Yes. Right.
Over the boundary line.
So where were you when the war ended?
When the war ended, when the war ended, I went to school.
Now, you were in the service till 46?
Yes. Then I enlisted to a design and drafting school in the city.
Once you got out?
Yes.
But before that, when the war ended in 45?
Well, no, I got discharged in 46.
Right, so where were you in 1945 when the war ended?
Aboard the ship.
You were aboard the ship,
We had to bring soldiers over, and we had to bring them back.
right. So you were
So-
still doing that?
We sure had to bring soldiers back from Europe, from Ferrante. We had to bring back the soldiers back to the United States.
Right.
We was transport.
So you returned home in 1946?
Yes, I was discharged in 1946.
And how did you get home from?
Well, the ship docked in New York. I was able to, and you had to go to Lido Beach for dedoctrination, you know.
Okay.
But we had no problem because we were always in touch with the United States.
You had to be, yeah.
Yeah. We were not like a soldier being trapped in a campaign, you know,
Right.
like Normandy or a Navy guy in attacking islands. We traveled back and forth in the United States and back
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah. How were you received by family and friends?
Oh, everybody happy.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So, and how was it readjusting to civilian
Well,
life?
It was very easy, like I said, because I was on this particular duty. I was familiar. You know, it was just very easy for me to go to college. It was basically before college. I went to a design and drafting school
Where was that
in Manhattan,
Uh-huh.
46th Street.
Now, why did you pick that?
Oh, it was in the paper, and
But you hadn't done that before.
I was interested in. I was always interested in drawing, and right after the war, my wife and my cousin decided to make a party for the returning neighborhood military, and she invited her good friend from high school to come to the party. And one day I saw her.
Oh, that's how you met. Nice. That was in 46?
That was in 46, yeah.
And what month was that, you remember?
Yeah, it was March.
March. So then how long until you got married?
March. Well, once I went to the party, I asked her where she worked. So I was going to school on 46, and she worked on 42nd. And I said, I didn't say anything. So the next day, I went over to Shannon building where she worked.
What was she doing there? What kind
She
of...
was working some secretarial work, and I met her. She was surprised. I took her to lunch. That I said, well, I'll see you tomorrow, but I'm broke.
Oh,
We'll have to brown bag. So we brown bag Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I said, okay, I see you Monday. And we did that for 3 months.
nice, nice.
She got leery because she was worrying about just stringing along. You know? So she went out with somebody one weekend, and I said, after Monday, I said, how was your weekend? She said she went out. Oh.
Did that change what happened next?
I did. The reason why I was stalling is that it was an hour and a half traveling time from where I lived to where my wife lived.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was stalling.
Wow. So then when did you get married?
That was 46, 47, got engaged in 1947,
Okay.
and we got married in 1948,
Nice, nice.
July 4th.
July 4th, really?
I lost my independence.
That's cute. Very good. So, I asked you before if you stayed in touch with any fellow veterans. For a short time you did?
A very short time in the beginning, then it sort of faded. Then I met them all at the reunion, you know.
Yeah. Now, you've had a few different reunions?
Yeah, we had one at the Great Lakes, one at out west there. Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh,
And then one in Norfolk.
very nice.
Yeah, 3 now.
Very nice.
the interesting, when we brought the soldiers, prisoners of war back to California, I was entitled to leave. So we left from San Francisco to New York, which took 24 hours by plane at that time.
24 hours?
And we traveled at a height of 10 to 15,000 feet,
Wow.
which was very rough.
I bet.
And we had to stop. We stopped at Albuquerque. I remember getting off the plane, and there were Indians that were selling things for.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then when we went back on our reunion, Albuquerque, the airport was so large.
Very different, right?
Very different.
Very
yeah.
different. So when you got home and then you went back to school,
Yeah.
and then what happened after?
Well, I got married, and then I went to Pratt Institute College.
Pratt?
Yeah.
For what?
Engineering.
Engineering. And then after college, you got an engineering degree,
Yeah.
and then
I got my first job was with Western Union. Then when I was at Western Union, one of the engineers there got an offer to start a new company, and he asked me to come with him, and I did.
nice.
Long Island City.
Long Island City.
Yeah.
What company was that?
A company called Communication Development.
Were you with them a long time?
Well, a couple of years, and then I left them for a certain reason. I went to Bell Labs for a couple of months,
On the island or
and Bell Labs in New York.
in New York?
Yeah, and then I went back to. They doubled my salary. I went back to them.
Oh, they wanted you back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you retired from there?
Well, from there, we bought a house. We built a house in Bayshore, and I changed my job, and I got a job in Huntington.
Oh, but also in engineering?
Yes.
Nice.
I finally ended up being an acoustic engineer in telephonics.
Wow, that's a different, I mean, when you're in engineering school, you learn all different types of engineering?
Yeah. So I sort of got into this laboratory, acoustic laboratory. We made earphones, microphones, and amplifiers for the military mainly.
Oh, nice. Nice. And that's where you spent most of the rest of your...
I retired
from. So, Mike, how do you think your wartime experiences affected your life?
Well, it made you, I don't know how to say it, it made me appreciate the fact what the United States did. I really appreciate it.
Are there some life lessons you learned from the military?
Oh, be friends. You know, we had a small unit aboard ship, and the camaraderie was very there. You know,
It was nice.
Yeah.
That was nice. You all got along and
Yeah,
helped each other out.
That's why I liked the ship that I was on. You know, because it was different than warships or attack transports or being in the Army. This ship was the history of World War II.
What was the name of your ship?
General A.E. Anderson, AP 111.
He was a general in...
He was an Army, it was only some Army general. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Mike, how do you think your military service impacted your feelings about war and the military in general?
Well, I'm still very interested in politics and what's going on. And I guess I don't want to discuss it here.
No.
But I'm very interested in what's happening in Europe and the world.
How do you feel about the military in general?
Well, I think we should always be strong. Carry a big stick. Always make sure you're ready. especially today.
That's good advice. What message would you like to leave for future generations who might hear this interview?
Unite with your family.
It's nice. So anything you'd like to add that we haven't covered?
I don't know.
And anything we didn't discuss or that you'd like to add?
I didn't think I covered.
You covered most of it? Okay. Well, Mike, thank you so much again for your service and for sharing with us today. We really, really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So how did it go?
Okay, we're back with Michael J. Ferrante. We just want to add one more question that wasn't clear. Mike, where were you when the war ended?
Okay. Well, we was in the Pacific, Manila Bay, ready to invade the Japanese island. And when we left Manila Bay, it was full of cruisers, battleships, destroyers, all warships getting ready to invade Japan. So we went through this Panama Canal. We went to France
What was the purpose of you going?
to pick up troops.
Pick up troops to
So we went to France and picked up 5,000 veteran troops to go back and to get ready to invade Japan.
Uh-huh.
And that was so on the way back, August 5th, Truman dropped the first bomb.
You were on your way to
Yeah.
Japan.
Yes, the bomb was dropped, and 2 days later, Hiroshima was dropped, and then the war. A couple of days later, they said the war they give up, so they changed our orders, go to New York instead of Japan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And the soldiers on your ship were they were happy.
That
Okay.
was tough.
I bet.
That was tough.
Thank you. That clears that up. Okay. Thanks again, Michael Ferrante.
Yeah.